Alright, what's going on, boys and girls? Let's do a little video here. Unity. I just recently got done talking to Rob from Linux Quest about my thoughts and feelings on Unity and it being dropped. Convergence was a cool idea. I love the fact that I could potentially pull up a phone down, wide eye display, Bluetooth the keyboard. There's my computer. You know, my computer is no bigger than this. But that is not the case. It is dead. Mark Shuttleworth announced that he ate a lot of crow for it too, and I applaud him. And it's not tough to admit. It is very tough to admit that when you were wrong. However, you recently did a Google Plus post announcing some of the things that they will be doing with and about Unity now that they were switching back to GNOME in 1804. GNOME in 1804. Whatever. Long short of it, I'm not going to get into that. It's what follows that I want to get into. Mark, you talk about that the free software culture specifically loves to hate and all that stuff. You know, you mentioned specifically Windows went mainstream, people hate it. And yeah, when Windows does things rationally, that they should be respected and commended for it. Yes, they should be. Microsoft as a company should be. However, that does not put them above criticism. And yes, it is the internet. Yes, there is a lot of noise. Try to find the signal in it. I used Unity for 6 years. I still have it running on one of my laptops because the UI works best on that particular machine. For those that for you to specifically understand, it is a 21.9 Toshiba Satellite U845W. Unity, getting out of my way and letting me focus on one task on that is great. However, Brian Lunduke touched on this with his last For the Foreseeable Future Linux Sucks video. You guys tend to have this not invented here mentality. Now, if you guys had just simply said, we're coming out with Mir, we're coming out with Unity because we want to control the stack. We want to be able to, this is our code. Now, and you open sourced it and et cetera, whatever. And if you guys were just upfront with saying that, a lot of the love to hate and hate to love mentality that you complain about with the free software culture wouldn't quite be there. Because, to be honest, your guys' PR has been crap. I think sometimes you guys do not take constructive criticism well. You guys are so rigid on your control of things that I understand you have a brand you have to represent. But my God, 5 years to move the fucking launcher? And only because the Ubuntu chilling team did it. And it was done by an officially flavored distro. Give me a break. That is too rigid of a control that the community does not like. Now, I could go on and on and on about that's just one example. But the reasons you give is this doesn't fit our design philosophy. This doesn't fit our design philosophy. Then you'll say, oh, but it's open source. But it's counterproductive argument. If you are coming out clear and concise and saying, this is not for, we want to control the stack. We will have final say on what gets merged and what does not get merged, a la Linus Torvalds with the kernel. If you were upfront with that and front and center with that and said, we are the gatekeeper for this project and we will decide when it gets done and how it is done, that's fine. But you guys are not upfront with that. So yeah, the community is going to harp on you. The community is going to make you eat a lot of crow when they say you were wrong. Now, I personally like the fact that companies go out and take risks. You've said this before, Mark, about building on the shoulders of giants. Why could you not build on the shoulders of Wayland? Why could you not build on the shoulders of GNOME or KDE or any other already existing desktop? With the tool sets and everything that are currently available. Because I think it is very disingenuous to sit there and say that everything that the community talks about and equating them to the climate change debate and gun control, like, that is so far out. It becomes a political discussion from an ideological point of view, because yes, no offense, Canonical is a company out to make money. That is kind of the whole idea. And while I find it an interesting dynamic that you don't really get that from Reaction when it's Red Hat, SUSE, etc., that are making changes or whatnot. I personally would like Unity 7/8 to continue as a community project, Mir to continue as a community project for those that want to pick it up and run with it. But you guys have got to fix your PR. You guys have got to understand that it can't be an invented here only and we are the gatekeepers, and you aren't clear and concise with the community about that. That's why with this announcement of Unity going away, Mir going away, the phones and tablets going away, Convergence is dead, essentially, that they are making you eat so much goddamn crow. And that's really what it boils down to. Because as a Linux user, as a community member, I find a lot of stuff in the open source community hypocritical. The free software community hypocritical. I almost view free software as like religion. Pick your denomination. Pick your church, pick your synagogue, pick your, whatever belief you want to have. I fall on the practicality end of things. I don't care as long as I can get my shit done. And this is as I sit here and record this on OBS, on Manjaro, on KDE, as I'm sitting next to a Windows 7 machine and a Mac. So the simple fact of the matter is, the community is being a bunch of dickheads right now because your PR for the last 6 years has sucked ass. Your attitude, the attitude of Canonical has been one of arrogance, and that is how it has come across. No community option is good enough. We will not build on the shoulders of the community. We will build on our own shoulders. That, at its core, undercuts everything you have ever said about building on the shoulders of giants, which you have talked about with doing with free software.